Kazakhstan International Vectors program informs you about international relations, political opinions, economic solutions and social development. Sometime when you're really feeling low, come and see me in the hospital. I'll give you a tour of the cancer ward that'll cheer you up. Eric Maria Remark, German writer. 100 types of cancer. Each of them requires a unique diagnostics. Genetic code of death, 8 million of victims, and there is more to come. Stand up to cancer. Kazakhstan is on the way to battle with tumors. You've got cancer. Any person around the world fears to hear these words. Millions of victims, complex diagnostics and painful treatment. All these things put a death mark on this disease. Moreover, the World Health Organization forecasts that in the nearest 20 years, the number of newly diagnosed cancer cases can increase by 70%.
We'll never stop cancer. Then cancer is a natural process. The dividing cells make mistakes. We call them mutation.
Annually, up to 14 people all over the world are diagnosed with cancer. More than 8 million of them die. It is 13% of all deaths. We had that coming. Habitual lack of care towards our health is one of the main reasons of the frightening statistics. As a rule, patients go to hospitals when it is too late and the disease has become irrecoverable.
So we change the environment, we change the nature, we start to smoke, we start to cook some unhealthy things. So it's not easy now to say, okay, we will cure cancer. No, because we changed the world. And now the world is changing the human being. So the cancer cannot be avoidable unless we do not change our habit, like cooking in an unhealthy way, changing the atmosphere by industrial gases, or smoking, or alcohol consumption.
5 reasons. The main factors causing cancerous growth, distinguished by the WHO, are the following: tobacco smoking and abusing alcohol, wrong diet, lack of physical activity, insufficient consumption of fruits and vegetables, as well as excessive body weight.
This is the result of our habits. The human being created like cancer. Human being, we created cancer. We can cure it by changing our habit, but it takes maybe 100, 200, 300 years to cure it. Unless we don't change our mind, we can't cure the disease.
Africa, Asia, Central and South America. 60% of new cancer cases from all over the world are diagnosed in these regions. At the same time, the death rate there is even higher and reaches 70%. For instance, there are types of cancer which are spread all over Asia and Africa. Each type of cancer is typical for each climatic zone. There is also a great many of initiating agents. More than 20% of deaths are related to tobacco smoking. 90% of lung tumors appear due to this fatal habit. But in spite of this tragic data, the demand for these products does not drop and the number of victims continues to increase. A hope for victory. In the middle of the 20th century, Sidney Farber became the father of the modern chemotherapy. While testing aminopterin, the American oncologist proved that that chemical substance blocked the division of leukocytes. This, in its turn, causes remission during blood cancer. Apart from that, Sidney established the Children's Cancer Research Fund. Soon the Research and Healthcare Center was established on its basis and was named after its founder. Later, Farber made a considerable contribution into the development and studying of oncology. How does nano-knife stop cancer development and what treatment methods are used in Kazakhstan? Cancer is not a death sentence. Modern technologies allow to cure patients. Complex approach is one of the key elements of success. In addition, doctors note that the treatment of oncological diseases has become much more painless than before.
You can take the tumor out and you can give chemotherapy after surgery. But what about surgery? Surgery is not something like we did in the past. We are not opening the chest now. We are inserting just one camera inside. We're seeing the tumor on the screen, and we are not opening the chest. We are removing the tumor with the lung. We're putting it in a bag within the chest, and we're taking it out. So this makes everything very easy for the patients and for the doctors.
It is easier to prevent than to treat. Early disease detection reduces the risk of death by 40% and in some cases by 90%.
Otherwise, if you have started to complain, this is in the later stages. What about the diagnostic tools we use in the diagnosis of lung cancer? First of all, as I said before, we have to take chest computerized tomography after diagnosis of lung cancer. So what are we doing now? We have to know which stage of the disease. There are 4 stages. If the disease, lung cancer, is in the first 2 stages, it's easy, so you can operate the patient.
If a full recovery is impossible, there is still a chance to prevent the disease development. The nanoknife is one of the experimental technologies. It is already used in some countries. This innovation allows to treat inoperable tumors. The instrument produces electric discharge, which destroys cancerous cells, which then die off.
Nanoknife is a minimally invasive procedure for treating some cancer, especially difficult to reach cancer or inoperable cancers. We insert electrodes around the tumor, and the electrical current between these electrodes causes destruction of tumor cells without harming nearby healthy tissue.
150,000 people die in Kazakhstan every year as a result of cancer. Another 100,000 residents of the country are diagnosed with malignant tumor. Nonetheless, this is one of the lowest figures in the world. Perhaps you know that there is a tendency throughout the development of cancer treatment methods, and Kazakhstan is not an exception. Cancer is a problem not only for Kazakhstan, but for the entire world. Skin cancer is one of the most widespread. This oncological disease headed the list of the most common types of cancer, pushing back breast cancer. The experts explain it by the improving quality of treatment and specialists' qualification. In our days, oncological sciences are developing very rapidly. Our specialists are trained in the best clinics of the world. We have a lot of modern equipment. For comparison, 5 or 10 years ago, many of our patients went to Germany and South Korea for mini-invasive laparoscopic surgeries. But nowadays, in our center, we carry out more than 100 different operations. Annually, up to 100,000 people in Kazakhstan are diagnosed with cancer. In 2015, their number reached almost 36.5 thousand. About 60% of them were detected at an early stage. These results of early diagnostics are considered positive, the medics say. For reference, in 2014, this figure was twice as small and the deadly disease was revealed in time only in 30% of cases. The state program has become one of the reasons of improving of early cancer detection. Within the framework of the project, the local population now has a free access to free screening which detects several types of oncological diseases. To that end, people can attend a medical examination in their local polyclinics. If cancer is revealed, the doctor will prepare a referral letter to the oncological center. Kazakhstan can be proud of the fact that it is the only country in the world where all the 6 types of screening are available. Another advantage is that there are free for all groups of people. Screening reveals cervical cancer, breast cancer, prostate cancer, stomach cancer, gullet cancer and liver cancer. State assistance. In some cases, along with examination, it is also possible to receive treatment such as a course of chemotherapy, tumor resection operations or hormonal therapy. The same thing is with radiotherapy. We had a special program designed to assist cancer patients in 2016. Many regions were donated modern radiotherapy treatment machines. Our government gives much attention to treatment of oncological diseases. Stand Up to Cancer. This is the name of the foundation which takes an active part in upgrading skills among oncologists and improving palliative care for incurable patients. This method allows to improve the life quality of ill people and their relatives. We have been closely cooperating with Stand Up to Cancer Foundation for many years. It helps oncology patients and our center by providing humanitarian assistance and equipment. From our part, we hold conferences and render palliative aid to people with cancer. Foreign technologies. Doctors from Kazakhstan upgrade their qualification in different parts of the world. South Korea is not an exception. This country has been holding the leading position in the battle against cancer. We have concluded a cooperation memorandum with the Seoul University Hospital. They provided free training and accommodation for our doctors. From our part, we only bought tickets for them. The English language is a way to knowledge. Oncologists from Kazakhstan note that foreign language skills enable young people to study in the best European clinics and institutes. All that has a positive effect on treatment of cancer patients in the country. In most cases, we send our doctors to Europe. We have concluded cooperation agreements with Gustave Roussy Institute of Oncology in France and with Madrid Oncology Center in Spain. Some of our specialists are trained in the US and Italy. Thus, European Institute of Oncology in Milan is considered the best in treating of breast cancer. Minimum of pain and maximum of protection. Nowadays, oncologists of Kazakhstan stake on these parameters. Modern technologies, which have been introduced in the country, allow to improve significantly the quality of treatment. We adopt methods of organ-preserving surgeries. It means that we don't ablate the entire organ, but only its damaged part. The earlier we reveal the disease, the better are the chances to save lives of our patients and preserve their organs. Now the entire world is shifting to less aggressive methods of treatment. For instance, radiation treatment can be often used instead of chemotherapy or invasion. We have also adopted these methods. Even nowadays, such a progressive approach towards cancer treatment attracts patients to Kazakhstan from other countries. In addition, it is known that local oncologists use the only in CIS countries apparatus of interpretational radiation treatment. It is very convenient for post-operative patients who do not need radiation treatment during several months. Now we use so-called target therapy. Patients from other countries also visit us. Thus, last year, 30% of people came to us from Russia, Azerbaijan, Kyrgyzstan and other CIS countries. White wine or elixir of life. This is the name of a traditional Kazakh beverage. Owing to its composition, it raises the level of hemoglobin and improves the leukocyte formula. Owing to its composition, it raises the level of hemoglobin and improves the leukocyte formula. And this, in its turn, helps to combat a wide variety of diseases, including oncological ones.